pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
First thing I want to bring up to everybody is, bear with us tonight. Wendy is bringing us into the high-tech world. We're now using tablets, so we'll see how that goes. As you know, I like to open the meeting with a moment of silence, and we lost a very dear member to our community this week in Rob Goss. So, and if anybody else has anybody else that they would like us to remember, you can mention it now. If not, moment of silence, please. Okay, at this time, we will open the meeting with public hearing for local law prohibiting parking. That law is for out here on Boston Street. Yes, yeah. How about a motion first, gentlemen and lady, to open the public hearing?
I'll make a motion.
Mr. Adson. I'll second. Mr. Troyan, all in favor? Aye. Motion's carried. So this public hearing is about across the road here on both sides down to
East
812, yeah. For safety reasons for sporting events that take place. We don't want to have people running across the street and getting hit. So I've talked with Superintendent Dunkel on this, and she was very much in favor of it. She understood the ramifications of having that or not having it. So at this point, if anybody has any comments on it, we will entertain them and we will leave the public hearing open. Okay, the public hearing will remain open. At this time, we'll open the floor for privilege of the floor. If you wish to say something, just raise your hand, state your name and where you're from, and you have up to 5 minutes.
Dan, would you like me to give the planning department update now, or have you set aside time later in the agenda? Okay, thank you very much.
Actually, after the minutes and what have you.
Great.
Yes.
My name's Barry Leindecker. I recently closed on the co-op property. And there's been some controversy about the 2 street lights that are on it, so I'm here to ask the board to take them down so that we can be done with this, that you're not playing favorites, or that some people seem to think that it's a village road because of those street lights.
Mr.
Thanks.
Matt, do you have anything you want to offer on that?
I do not.
Mr. Leindecker has made a request to take down have the 2 lights taken down that are on the through fair over by the co-op. Do anybody have any discussions or anything I want to say? If not, I'll take a motion to allow that to happen.
I'll make that motion.
Mr. Adson.
Scott, so are they paid by the village?
Yes.
So they're on the village bill?
I don't know if we own the poles.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Niagara Mohawk usually owns the poles, right?
Yeah, I would have to look into that. I'm not sure who owns the poles.
So,
And I'm not sure how to take them down. But I will look into that if you want.
Why don't we, okay, so we've got a motion on the floor. Let's see if we can get a second.
I think we should be, I mean, I agree, if you want them taken down, we can take them down, but I don't think
Schematically,
we
make
should-
sure we do it right.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. So that's your motion? Second?
I'll second. He adjusted the motion, so.
Okay. All right. So you're going to make the original motion, Tim, and we're going to have Tony second it. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And Paul, you'll report back if there's any issues with that?
Yep.
Okay, thank you. Anybody else? Okay. Approval of the 6/17/26 minutes. You have them on your tablet. You've had them for review from Wendy, an email. Did anybody see any additions, deletions, or corrections? If not, I'll take a motion to have those approved.
So moved.
By Mr. Woodruff.
I'll second.
Carrie? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion's carried.
Can we back up a minute, Dan?
Sure.
So I think before we can do anything, we need to get something from real property stating that Barry is the owner of it now, correct? Which,
I'm just not sure about the lights, if that matters.
okay,
Because
Yeah.
I think, I mean, we're paying the bill on the lights, but I don't know if it makes a difference who owns the property.
We don't own the
Still a
street,
village.
so we don't really know why they were ever put up.
Why, we don't know that.
I'll look into it.
I can drop the paperwork off for you too, if that helps.
So did we approve the motion? Motion to approve the minutes?
I made the
We got
motion.
it.
Okay. Vouchers, Mr. Trillion.
Here we go, let's give this a try. We got a general fund of $123,563.62.
Sorry, Chuck.
That's okay, I don't mind. It's still better
We should
safe.
have practiced doing before I let you guys.
We're
I already
coming
said
up
it.
with the next one. Okay, here we go, water fund, $67,614.65. Sewer fund, $61,265.42. That might be it. Okay.
And you were happy, both you and Terry audited the bills. Did you have anything you wanted to bring up? Okay, I'll take a motion.
No motion.
Mr. Trillion?
I'll second.
Mr. Adson, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, carried. I know that our next thing is supposed to be unfinished business, but I apologize. It should be, DRI should be on under finished business, and it's not. So I'm going to move that from D to A. Grace, it's your floor.
All right. Hi, everybody. My name is Grace Metzler, and I'm the grant manager with Lewis County Planning. And briefly, I do want to introduce our new grant coordinator. His name is Harper Barrett, and he'll be working pretty closely with us on the upcoming DRI project. So just wanted to make sure you put a face to the name if you start getting emails from Harper as well as from Cassie or I. I did share with you all an updated project status sheet, just because actually in the course of the day we had a couple more updates come in that I wanted to share with you. I'll try to keep it short and sweet, and if you have follow-up questions, please feel free to email.
Grace, if you
Yes.
want in the future, if you want to get them a day ahead, we can have them. If you want, you can put them on, or
Yeah.
you can still bring the papers up.
Absolutely. So as I said, the email update that I gave yesterday ended up having more updates today. So that's why I brought the physical copy, so we weren't scrambling to get stuff printed right before. So Downtown Revitalization Initiative, as of last month's meeting, those contracts were, 2 out of the 3 were approved. That's still the case. We're still waiting on the Veterans Park contract to be approved by the state. We did follow up with the state on that. It sounds like they're transferring some of their files, so that accounts for the delay. One thing that did come through today, which is quite exciting, is they accepted our budget amendment request. So in order to process that, I do have the modification forms to be signed. I can pass those off to Dan for signature. It's just these 2. I have them labeled for the 2 programs. And I did confirm between the budget amendment request that we had submitted that it is aligned with the exact budget amendment that we had requested, which was to cover the administrative costs of working with the planning department as opposed to going out to a private consultant. So that's those 2 documents there, okay? Any questions on DRI items? And then I have a couple of other project updates to touch base on as well. Okay, I'll take that as a no. So next up, we have the DEC electric vehicle installation. And as you may be familiar, we have 3 total sites throughout the village that you've already secured grant funding to install the chargers for. I've been working with Paul and with Tim on this project. And I just wanted to provide a little bit of an update of where we're at for getting those contracts executed. We've been working with Wendy on the last couple of insurance certifications that we'll need to provide to New York State to fully execute those contracts. The contract numbers changed between when I first sent you some paperwork, so I owe you a new email. And then the biggest update that I wanted to provide is that the Make Ready grant funds that we've been hoping to use to cover the village's 10% match. Unfortunately, the program was discontinued. So I wanted to bring to the board that that would mean that the 10% match that the village is responsible for would have to come likely from the village budget. So that would be about $3,500 per project site for the total installation. If that's a barrier, please let me know as soon as possible because we can get creative about looking for other funding sources. But from my perspective, you have $30,000 per site of secured grant funds to make this happen. That 10% match, my hope would be that the village is interested in moving forward with that, or that if you're not, you're at least interested in having to look for more grant funding to supplement it. So I wanted to bring that to your attention. I also wanted to make you aware that the selected contractor who's doing the installations, PPR Energy Solutions, is currently looking at alternative equipment models that would be more cost effective to keep our costs as close to that initial approved budget as we can get. Okay? Any questions on that? I did provide a table of the specific costs per site for your reference. If that leads to any questions later on, I'm happy to follow up. Okay? The last item I wanted to follow up on today, we received the contract from New York State Department of State for the Mill Creek Stream Bank Stabilization Project that we had partnered on with the village. That project requires I believe it's a 20% total match, and at the time of the application, we had put an agreement in place with the village to split the match evenly between the county and the village. That comes to about $12,000 each. So I just wanted to put that on your radar that we got that contract in hand, and I'll be sending that along as well as a meeting invitation just to chat about the logistics of moving that project forward. So we're quite excited about that one. It'll be a great opportunity to restore the stream bank right by the East State Street Bridge and right above
the school.
What's that? Yep, exactly, by Jones School of Gymnastics and adjacent to the wastewater treatment site. Yep.
That'll include dredging of the student nets?
So the project scope is to do what's called nature-based stream bank restoration. And so what that does, it'll include removal of some of the sediment buildup with approval through DEC. We'll start everything with the DEC permit once we get the contract in place and proceed from there. But the nature-based stream design is a pretty compelling approach from DEC's perspective to resolving some of the flooding issues and erosion issues that have been going on in that area. Any questions there?
Can we go back to the stations here?
Yep.
We got the grant match and the DEC grant award and what have you. After these are put in, what is the anticipated cost for maintaining these, and who's going to be responsible for that?
Yep, it's a good question. So I will say that demand charges can vary. I spoke to PPR Energy Solutions, who've done a number of these installations, and they said that they typically, for other municipalities that they've had install these, maybe $200, $300 a month at the higher end. I will say they brought up a couple of interesting EV charger models in their proposal of alternatives to install that would pass on all costs to the user. So you would use the demand charge rather than the village fronting that cost. It could be passed through to the folks using the charger. So I don't have as many details on that approach yet, but the initial cost estimates that they gave me were maybe $300 a month. As far as long-term maintenance goes, there's a 5-year warranty built into a lot of the models, and then the DEC requires that equipment be maintained for a period of 10 years. So after that 5 years, you may enter into it some sort of an agreement with PPR. They've provided the county with some examples of what that could look like. And there would likely be a cost associated with that. I can get more details on that.
And obviously we can pass those through.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see this, I don't care that this, well, personally, I don't care if this is a revenue maker, I just don't want to see the village taxpayer have to pay for the service. I think it's a great service, but I don't want it to be on the backs of the taxpayer.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. You got anything else, Grace?
Nothing else for me. Again, I'm so thrilled to have Harper joining the team, and so if you take nothing else from that, give him a wave, and we're so excited to have him on the team.
Yeah.
All right?
Thanks for
Dan, you want to make a motion to sign this?
this here. I want to have everybody take a look at this before and then we'll do that.
Okay.
Because it's an update. I've looked at it.
And Dan, I can speak to that for a second.
Go ahead.
You would have already approved this amendment is exactly what we would have asked for approval for before we sent it to the state. This is the state sending it back saying we're good with it, sign on, and then it's activated.
Right, that's the original one
Okay.
that we brought.
And it's,
Right.
I'm happy with what I saw. So
Right.
based on what you're telling me now, that yes, okay. So I'll take a motion for that to be signed. 5%.
I'll make that.
Tim?
Yeah.
So I need a second.
I'll second.
Carrie seconds, all in favor? We don't need a roll call on that, do we, Mr. Moore?
Simple motion.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion's carried.
Well, Dan, if you're feeling ambitious and you want to sign it right now, I can take it.
You got someplace to go, don't you?
I gotta get to Village Band and start serving chicken.
Ooh. Wendy, do you want a copy of this?
Yeah, I'm not sure what it is, so Grace can send me.
Yeah, I can
one.
absolutely send
Yeah.
you.
Okay.
Yep, and I won't send it to the state till I've sent you a copy of that for your records, okay?
Thanks.
Yep. Great.
Thank you.
Thanks, Dan.
Have on chicken.
Okay. We now have, and Tim and Chuck worked on this, under unfinished business, dog control, building and planning and zone contracts. You've seen all of those, and if there's no issues, take a motion on, I think, did we ask for a roll call on this? I don't think we did. Did we?
Yes,
Yes,
the
we did.
resolutions are on there.
Just got one question.
We gotta move forward. Go
Jim,
ahead.
actually, there's no effective date other than the resolution saying it takes effect immediately, right?
The resolution takes effect immediately.
Right, so-
But the effective date of each agreement is specified in those agreements to be negotiated.
Because there was some confusion on the date when it started. And the way the bills were paid, my assumption is, or from what I've seen, like 2025 was not paid till March of this year, right? March, April area there, so I'm a little bit confused on when this is supposed to start, the new percentages.
Well, from your standpoint as the governing board, what I did was, you had worked on the proposed agreements. I just want to make sure that if you adopt them, that you have the right paperwork. That's what the resolution's for. But if you've got any hesitancy on a specific date, the simple mechanism, I think, would, if you were inclined to go forward, is motion to amend the resolution to include the following date. Whatever
I
date
guess
is.
that's my question. I mean, in talking with Bob, and maybe I'm wrong on this, but I think he wanted to start June 1st. And that confuses me because it's in the middle of the year. So half of this year would be one percentage, half of the year would be the other percentage. I just didn't
We
understand.
didn't get a chance to change our budget either. It was based on what they had
Right,
given us for
so-
doing it.
The
Is
town
there
has-
some way we can determine the,
You can, I mean, again, it's your potential contract. You don't have to adopt anything. Like, as a matter of fact, if you've got some hesitancy, I would encourage you to not sign it if you think it's vague. Having said that, understand that the town's fiscal year is January 1 through December 31st. Village is a completely different fiscal year, so any which way you slice it, you're going to have that overlap one way or another. But from the village's standpoint, if you think of it too, what a contract is it's a meeting of the minds. Both parties, the town and the village, have to understand what you're looking at. You've got the written document for the meeting of the minds. If you think that there's some gray area, then you really have a couple mechanisms. One is to not do anything yet, or the second thing is to grab the bull by the horns, make the motion to move forward, contingent upon X being inserted. Either way, that's up to a majority of the village board.
can it be as simple as making the motion to the resolution date to be determined or something like that, date, or does it have to be a specific?
I would encourage you not to have a date.
Well, I'm pretty sure that Bob one started June 1st.
Yeah.
That's my assumption. Yeah.
So, yeah, of the
Okay,
three-
I just wanted the board to know that. you
So
know
of
what I'm
of the
saying?
3 contracts that you've got on that, you're looking at the question, I'll call it joint ownership of and use of the building?
The building stayed the same, I think.
Okay, but which of the 3 are you looking at?
I think it was dog control and the
Gotta do them
plan
each separate.
zoning that
Yeah.
actually the percentage went up a little bit.
Okay. Okay. Yep. So I've got those. But again, where you are is you're the governing body. If you as a majority have some uncertainty with some aspect of it, a material uncertainty, I'd say you ought not to simply proceed leaving that uncertainty in the air. I wouldn't do that. I would either not proceed, you gotta clarify, and then you would next month, after it's been clarified, adopt it, or you could move to approve it contingent upon the following date being inserted. And that way you can move the ball forward. Then the town's in the position where the town would have to similarly proceed.
One of the things I'm thinking is,
I was looking back.
we have a budget, but the budget, in all fairness to everybody, is a guesstimate.
Yeah.
So no matter what we budgeted, could be lower, could be higher. I understand that if we will go with the January 1st date, it certainly is advantageous to us. But you know,
The town's budget is going to be January 1 through December 31st. Their budget process is going to take place really end of August, September, October, and adopt it in November. So there, you have 2 different entities with 2 completely different fiscal years. That's a great point to bring up. When is the start date going to be for the adjustment to make place? That specifics is not in the document. And
It wasn't in the original contract,
No.
right? There was no date
It
to
wasn't,
start.
it wasn't. So,
Now, past practices, it's been year to year from December 1st to whatever. That's why I was confused, but I wanted the board to know.
January 1st?
December
Or January 1st, yeah. So I wanted the board to know, but I think that's what Bob wanted was to start June 1st of this year.
The one quick mechanism that you could do, let's say, with respect to consolidating, cooperating with zoning and planning boards. Your resolution, and again, I simply prepared the document because I thought you might want to entertain it. The quick fix on that is then on page 2, paragraph number 4, where it says the resolution shall take effect immediately, just change it. So the resolution shall take effect January 1, 2027. You could do that.
So they've got to accept it too.
Well, if that's what you understand that the practice to have been for the last several years is going to be a contract period of January 1 through December 31st, then it makes perfect sense to say that's what we presume this is going to be. But if the document you have that you've worked on with the town doesn't have that specific date in it, then if you think of it, it's only going to be approved if a majority of the village board agrees to it. Simply take that resolution that I prepared, page 2, paragraph 4, where it says the resolution shall take effect immediately. It's just a motion to amend this resolution shall take effect January 1, 2027. And then if the resolution passes, then if you sign the contract, that's when it can become effective because you've not empowered it to proceed before that date. That would be a fix if that's where the board is. And it sounds to me as though that is consistent with what you've done historically with the town.
That's what I,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, but I want you to know, I think Bob is thinking that it's starting June 1st.
Yeah,
Right, Dan?
that's the impression I got, yes. And I think he's gonna be unhappy if it doesn't.
Yeah, I know he's gonna be unhappy. I mean. So, does the board wanna approve it starting June 1st, or does the board wanna approve it starting January 1st, 2027? No, that would just really mess things up. Right?
I didn't really.
I said, he said something about meeting halfway, but that would really mess things up. 'Cause then you'd have 3/4 and a quarter.
So again, contract is a meeting of the minds, whatever the parties understand it to be. And what happens is a lot of times we forget details, and that's why we put it in writing so that we understand what the agreement is. Something must be in writing in order to be effective. And with something like this, if there's some uncertainty, that's perfect that you bring it up now to try to make sure that we don't have it. We're not trying to fight with the town. I mean, you work well with the town works well with the village, so we want to continue that process going forward. But whatever your understanding is what you ought to adopt.
And it does affect all three of these contracts, not just two. All three have always been January to December.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting at, so.
Yeah.
I mean, my suggestion, can we, if we approve it as of January 1st, 2027, can we amend that resolution at the next meeting?
Yep.
Say that we had some conversation and
Yep.
we decided to amend it? We can,
Yeah,
right?
there's nothing sacred about a resolution, and so if you have a change of circumstances, a change of mind, next month what you would do is if you wanted to do it technically, you'd move to repeal the resolution, whatever, adopted July 15th, and adopt a new resolution on August, whatever. But yeah, you could do it that way. But again, the whole point, I think, is it sounds like the board, you want to make sure that the amendment is just proceeding. Yeah, you're proceeding in good faith. You want to make sure you know what the date is for the village finances.
I don't see no reason to table that. I think we're going to do anything. We'll amend the resolution right now to January 1st of 2027, and then we'll speak with Bob again. If we decide to amend it at the next meeting, we'll amend it at the next meeting. It's not going to make any difference. We don't pay it till next year anyway, correct?
Yeah, I'm not sure when they plan on billing. I'm not sure.
That's what I don't understand. It was
Yeah,
always
that's
billed,
right.
in the spring.
Yeah,
If we did June 1st, is it going to get billed before then?
I don't know if they want to change the billing period. I'm not sure how their contract is stated, so.
So that was the second one. We want to do that one first. The dog control was first, but we're talking the building. We want to do that.
Well,
one.
they're all the
Yeah,
same. They
yeah.
all were typically the first of the year.
So we need to do each one separately.
Correct.
I think we wanted a roll call vote for these.
Yes.
So let's do the dog one first. Who wants to make the resolution for the dog control?
So you're going to change?
You're going
Are you
to
accepting
make a
or
motion
changing it?
We're going
We're going to
to
change
amend the-
all three
all
of
three of
them
them.
to the resolution shall take effect
January 1st.
January
Okay.
1st, 2027. All three contracts,
Okay,
for now.
yep.
Is that your motion, Tim?
Yes.
Now,
Well, the dog control first, because we have
Yes,
to.
dog control first.
Yeah.
Mr. Adsett seconds it. Roll call vote, myself, yes. Mr. Trillian?
Yes.
Mr. Woodrick?
Yes.
Mr. Adsett?
yes.
Ms. Taylor?
Yes.
Motion carries. Now we will do the building. You want to make that motion again, Mr. Woodrick?
Yes.
Mr. Woodrick makes the motion.
I'll second it
Mr.
again.
Adsett seconds it. Roll call vote again. Myself, yes. Mr. Trillian?
Yes.
Mr. Woodrick?
Yes.
Mr. Adsett?
Yes.
Ms. Taylor?
Yes.
And the last one is the planning and zoning contract resolutions.
I'll make that motion.
Again, Mr. Woodrick,
And again, I will second it.
Myself, yes. Mr. Trillian?
Yes.
Mr. Widrick?
Yes.
Mr. Hadsett?
Yes.
Ms. Taylor?
Yes.
Resolution's done. Get it. There we go. Mr. Trillian has worked on the policy for surplus inventory, which you've all seen. I had one recommendation, and which we've done. Is there anybody else that has anything to do? Is it acceptable the way it's printed at this point? Okay, I'll take a motion.
I'll make that motion.
Mr. Adsett. I'll second it. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Thank you, Charlie. The contracts that we have forthcoming for the police department, the DPW, and administration, they have contracts, and so they will go into executive session. And after the executive session, there will probably be motions to move forward. At which point, Mr. Altmeyer, if you don't want to stay, you can get those in the morning. Okay? And under new business, the first one also is going to go into executive session. At which point, we have the fire department with a new member, Mr. Austin. I can even,
Yeah, we got it.
I want to go back. I'll let you.
Jacob Morrow?
Jacob Morrow is the new member you're proposing. Motion to accept Mr. Morrow.
I'll make that motion.
Mr. Adsett. Ms. Taylor, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Warranties on vehicles. What I would like to suggest is any vehicle that's still under warranty be serviced on a time frame with the dealer that the car or truck or piece of equipment is bought from, purchased from, until we get more precise on how we want to handle that. I think that's the easiest way at this point to pursue that. And I don't think we have many vehicles left that are mileage-wise or age-wise under warranty. You've probably got, the police department probably has the bulk of them. Paul, you've got some new trucks, some Fords, some Rams. I think the Fords, are they still on warranty?
No.
Okay, so probably just the Dodges?
Correct.
Okay. And Brandon?
Yeah, we just have the two Brangos on
Okay.
warranty.
So if anybody's got anything to add or any thoughts, I can make that as a simple motion.
Well, the next police vehicle we get is in
Chevy. Yeah.
Right, so I mean, where do you get it serviced?
SMRs.
Well, I mean,
Apparently
it's not
they,
coming from them, it's not coming from them.
apparently they have agreed
They're
to
gonna
service
I
it.
think you can get
Okay.
service
The
there.
question I had,
Yep.
they'd agreed to service it, that's fine.
Daryl made sure before we purchased it, well, I guess gentleman's agreement, that they said they would service it. Let's hope that they will. Okay.
Is that made in motion or no?
I'll make the motion. A second?
For servicing the vehicles?
Just the
Under
ones on
warranty.
warranty, yes.
I agree with that. I mean, if that's, we've been having trouble with that. So I do agree with it.
Okay. Is that a motion or a second?
Sure.
Mr. Widrick, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion's carried. Wendy has given us a tax collection summary of what's still uncollected. I need a motion and a second, and I believe that's a roll call vote.
Please.
This is the one part that's not fun. Collections have been really good.
Yes, very much so.
Just trying to get to it, Wendy.
Should be right after the fire department member.
like I said, look, this is.
It's not Apple, so you gotta give it a second to load.
Yeah, I see that.
We didn't have Apple money.
Can you go up? Can you go up a page at a time? No.
Yep, you can go up and down one page.
Normally, can you tap something to go up
Oh,
a page?
no, I think you have to scroll. Should be right after the fire department.
Vinny and Barry are here, how do you do with these? Okay, I found it. The
Okay.
current warrant, so far, we have collected, out of $2,232,000, we have collected 2,066. The unpaid warrant as of today is $165,894.19. And if you want to see the list, Wendy has it.
This is gonna be a roll call on each of
Yeah,
these sign,
of the individuals that are on it. I don't feel that's necessary for me. So I'll take a motion to accept this. Mr. Trillian,
Second.
Mr. Widrick. Roll call vote, myself, yes. Mr. Widrick,
Yes.
Mr. Trillian,
Yes.
Ms. Taylor, Ms.
Yes.
Mr. Adson. Okay. That carries. Wendy has presented to us some very simplistic budget amendments. Take a motion to accept those as presented. Mr. Trillian? Ms. Taylor, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. At this time, we have correspondence, and Mickey, we've got RAGCOG listed first, so I think we'll just have you give your report now, and that way, if you want to stay, you can. If you don't, you don't have to. Go ahead.
So the next RAGCOG board meeting will be in September, and I'm gonna be trying to set that up for the Title Estate. And then I'll have hopefully a date and time. The goal is to actually have both county managers there to present to RAGCOG, and it will be a dinner meeting for that one. And then I am looking for associate circuit rider still, so if you know of anybody who's interested in covering a meeting, 1 or 2 meetings a month, let me know. And then continuing to work with students that are looking to attend the local government conference. So like there was 9 student council members that are interested in attending the local government conference next year. Copenhagen next year will have the free registration for 5 students and 1 chaperone to attend. So trying to see if we can make that all work so all those students can attend next year for the local government conference down at Jenningstone. The strategic plan was adopted. I do have a new monthly report all set. Actually, I'm just working through it with my supervisor today, putting the final touches on it. So I will be looking for anything that any of the municipalities have as far as needs, issues, or projects that you want to list on there. You can provide those to me, and I'll put them in the monthly report for August. And I will have the new format in August. So I'll have a spot for each municipality to have their needs, projects, or issues listed there, so that other municipalities can see that. So there might be collaboration, for instance, on projects together. If you see they're doing a similar project as you, or they have a similar issue, that type of thing, you can work together on those. So that'll be coming out. Also, I'm pretty close to finishing off a 1-page project summary sheet, which that is all part of the information sharing with part of the strategic plan. So that's ability for you to, when you close out a project, put down who your partners were, where the grant funding came from, what were the lessons learned, so another municipality that looks to do the same thing can have a starting point, basically. And then we still have a few comprehensive plans going on, and I will mention that the Village of Carthage did get over $800,000 from the New York State Unplug and Play initiative for renovating the existing playground. So that was taking their old wooden playground, they're going to have all new elements put into it for the playground there. And they're constructing a new splash pad, and they're going to improve their accessibility and expand their inclusive elements along their outdoor recreational trails for kids with like autism and things like that. So they did get that grant there. And Other than that, that's pretty much what I have unless you have a question.
Any questions? Okay, the next thing on the list is we have a letter from the Lowville Food Pantry from Mr. Hannell. I'm hoping that you've all had a chance to review it. And at this point, anybody on the board has any questions? I've discussed this somewhat with Mr. Burrows. Fill me in on the concern of a food pantry being a not-for-profit, and right now, and the difference between county government and village government as far as funding something like this.
Well, I mean, there's a number of different factors. So a not-for-profit is a private entity. Villages and towns and counties and cities are public corporations, municipal corporations. Counties have unique powers and authority to form local development corporations to get involved with certain development. Okay, villages are more limited. So when villages do that, you can't directly do that. So you enter into what's typically called a public benefit service agreement. And so long as the activity provides public benefits for your community, from a general standpoint, you can fund or help fund an entity like that. So it's a little bit different. So you're not the same as a county. Counties have completely different rules that they operate. They can simply participate with economic development. You don't. You can't. You do it with a public benefit service agreement. It's just a way of getting around to make sure that you don't violate the state constitution is all.
So, I personally don't have a problem with this. A couple of questions. The question I have, Mike, is when we got the original request for a resolution of support, the town of Lowville also got the resolution for support. And in reading this, I read where, where there's going to be tax benefits. I understand that, certainly. $3,000 is a very small token amount. I understand that. But in talking with the town, they didn't get the same request.
And I don't know if the town, was there a request to the town?
There was not a request to the town. The request came on behalf of the Lewis County Development Corporation for the village to be involved. We've had some municipalities not wanting to get involved in these initiatives, although it is a more substantial benefit to the village to have this building repurposed and rehabbed before it becomes in worse condition, and then it becomes an expense of the village or the county to tear it all down. And with this phase 2 funding, our understanding in speaking with CNS Companies, who's the engineer that's doing the environmental studies there, this would have to be paid whether it's repurposed or torn down, given the potential chemicals that are still in the ground. So we've reached out to the village first for their support before we move forward with any sort of town funding.
Basically what Megan's trying to say is this phase 2 needs to be done no matter whether something goes through with it or not. If it comes up very bad, I'm guessing that everybody's going to jump ship, but I don't anticipate that because AMF did a lot of remediation years ago, and I just think that it's a new time, and DEC wants to make sure that there's nothing there, especially because it's becoming residential and not industrial or commercial.
So, Mr. Burrows prepared a resolution draft for us to entertain this. My thought was that we would commit to this, but we would, and I discussed this with you, we would commit to it once we know that there's some concerns that we have. We talk about the tax base, and we know how sometimes that can end up where there's a tax pilot or a pilot in lieu of taxes, and certainly the village would have to provide services if it goes through, and a lot of times, well, all the time, that's going to cost us resources, and if there's a pilot that there's nothing there, again, that could be a concern. My thought to the village board was that we would say that we would commit to this based on, we want to know that there's going to be a pilot that's going to allow for us to recoup some tax dollars, and that the project is gonna go through. I get that you've gotta spend the $67,000 or whatever that figure was, but my concern is, I agree that probably there won't be an issue, but what if there is? So those are my concerns, but I present those to the village board. And
I'd like to just speak quickly on the potential of a pilot. As at Naturally Lewis, we also work with the IDA on pilot agreements, should they be applied for something like this. In running just, again, a general scope of what that would look like, it's my understanding right now that the Village of Lowville Food Pantry does not pay property taxes for the property as you're tax exempt, correct? So if, again, these are estimates, and I'd be happy to provide a copy for anybody that wants to look at it, but based on other Village of Lowville apartment complexes and what each unit averages per assessed value, it was about $38,000 per unit for assessed value for the ones inside the village. If the developer, Top View Construction, did want to enter into a pilot, it would be an adaptive reuse, so a Schedule 2 abatement. It would lock him into the current assessed rate, which is right now $35,000 for a 5-year period, which for the village would be $300 and $311 for those first 5 years. Before then, we start working on a percentage of what the assessed value of this building would be. I assumed it would be approximately 25 units. I think that's close.
30.
Okay, well, let's go with 25 since those are the figures I have in front of me. The estimated assessed value based on those figures would be about $1 million of assessed value. Over the course of a 15-year pilot for the village, the tax revenue on that would be just under $58,000 for that, assuming we went with that schedule. And again, these are all just kind of estimates based on the size of the building, what the assessed value would be, but there's substantial more benefit, I think, here to this than as it sits now, as the not-profit that doesn't pay any taxes or really contribute to the tax base in the village. And I think us having a developer like Top View Construction on the line to do something to that space that I think we can all say needs some attention, that acting on this so that we can get this moving forward, whether it works out with Top View or we have another developer down the road that can do something with it. This study's going to have to be done regardless, and it makes the next steps that much quicker to have something happen at that building. And if there is some remediation that needs to be done, then we know that ahead of time that we can start working on that. So.
Well, if it needs to be done, either way, I mean, it's
Pretty good return on investment if it does.
Well, there's also
Come through.
water and sewer
Right.
bills too that would be
Yeah,
paid on that
yes,
property.
yeah.
So that's a benefit to the village too.
are we gonna have an issue, Mr. Burrows, if we, because food pantries are not for profit, if we do this because it's economic development right now, or do we have to wait until it changes hands? I guess that's $1 million question.
I think, no, a few things. So I just recently, 2 days ago, or saw some of the brief literature on it. So obviously, it's a terrific purpose, good goal. That's the first thing. Second thing is yeah, villages are different than other municipalities. You know, if you approach it as a public benefit service, you can proceed. I don't want to step out of my lane. You are the governing board for the village. You decide. And what I did, though, was without specific guidance. I thought, well, I know that all of you want to keep moving projects forward one way or another, so I simply put together a resolution without any specific guidance that would provide a framework that you might consider approving something like this to go forward, recognizing that you might say, you know what, no, we aren't going to entertain it, or you might say, well, wait a minute, we want to change it, you know, as follows. So I didn't want to get out of my lane, but I think you could proceed. But if you want, I can read the resolution, you know, that I prepared, and then again, it's up to the board what steps, if any, you want to take. Because I didn't have a lot of specifics to go with.
Please do.
Okay, so I just have a resolution, whatever, 2026, limited financial support for AMF redevelopment, environmental investigation. Whereas Lowville Food Pantry is a New York not-for-profit corporation that routinely provides vital public benefits for residents of the village of Lowville, and whereas Lowville Food Pantry is a record owner of the former A&F property located at 5502 Trinity Avenue. My paralegal's from Lowville, so she knew the location, so I had to plug the address in. And we call the subject property. Whereas the subject property includes a long vacant building having lands with the potential for environmental contamination, and whereas the Lowville Food Pantry is working with Naturally Lewis County, and others to potentially redevelop the subject property into 30 plus or minus market rate housing units, creating new housing opportunities, returning the subject property to productive use, expanding the village's tax base, and stimulating economic investment in the village. And whereas before any redevelopment is possible, evaluating site conditions is required in connection with the New York State Brownfield Cleanup Program, and whereas a crucial preliminary step with New York State's Brownfield Cleanup Program is to perform an environmental investigation, including sampling, geophysical surveys, soil borings, groundwater evaluation, soil vapor intrusion and testing, preparation of technical reports and work plans with the New York State DEC determining redevelopment feasibility and positioning the project for future remediation and redevelopment funding. And whereas the maximum project cost for this type of investigation has been determined to be $67,000, and whereas the Lewis County Development Corporation, LCDC, is formally committed to funding 95% of the eligible project costs up to the maximum project cost of $67,000. Whereas the Village Board has reviewed the matter and supports the commendable goals of the potential project and is willing to commit to funding 5% of the eligible project costs up to the maximum project cost of $67,000 to be paid as a reimbursement at the conclusion of this investigation stage. And whereas the Village Board is prepared to proceed, therefore, foregoing recitations are incorporated herein and made a part hereof as is set forth herein. The Village Board supports reimbursement for this investigation to fund 5% of the eligible project cost up to the maximum project cost of $67,000 at the conclusion of this investigation stage. The Village Board's support for the project and the public benefits associated with the same, and the Village's commitment to the long-term success of the potential redevelopment shall not be construed as committing further funds to the redevelopment as the matter proceeds. And the village mayor and the respective designees are authorized to sign all documents to assist with the matter and give full force and effect to the resolution. But, so I kept it kind of generic. Recognize that I didn't want to take liberties because you're the governing body to decide what steps you need to take. And that's just a document. So if you wanted to proceed some way tonight, you might be able to do so.
Any comments or questions on the resolution that Mr. Attorney Burrows and Ms. Wilcox drew up?
Sound like it's acceptable, Mike?
I think so. Yep. Yep.
So what this resolution is saying is, on X date, DEC is done, we cut the check.
Yep.
Okay?
Do you want me to let them look at the resolution first if you want other comments? Because I know I read it quickly, but
No,
it's
it's
a lot.
okay. I mean, I guess as long as the village is committing to the 5%
Yeah.
of that whole, again, maximum project cost, we're all hoping it's
And that could
less.
change, right? Because aren't they working on trying to reduce that still? Or
We are, yeah. So that's a maximum.
All right, motion to accept this resolution. Mr.
Second.
True?
I'll second.
We'll do a roll call vote. Myself, yes. Mr. True?
Yes.
Mr. Woodrick?
Yes.
That's it.
Yes.
Ms. Taylor? Yes. Resolution carries. Okay.
If I need a copy of the resolution at some point before you proceed, I presume you want a hard copy for your records.
Yes, please.
I noticed under new business that I had something else listed, but you know what? No, I'll cover that under the mayor. Okay, so we are now through correspondence. The last one was a very, very nice piece of correspondence from Mary Ingersoll. I'd like to read it, but I won't. It's rather lengthy, but it's quite a tribute to Mary and what She did with the memory garden up in the park. She's now relinquishing her duties of it as after years and years of service. And as many of you know, a year or 2 years ago, her and her husband were Citizens of the Year. And when we mentioned everything that they did, I don't even know if we mentioned much about the garden, and Mary put in a lot of hours there. So we have a nice piece of correspondence, and if anybody wants to see it, we'll certainly provide it for them because it's very, very nice. At this point in time, I will move to committees and officers. Yeah, Mr. Burrows, do you have anything more?
Nothing.
Mr. Burrows is finished. I'm up. A couple of things. We've done this under a long time, under past practice, where we might advertise I'll use the example police. Where employees have used their own personal Facebook page. And I raised some questions about that and some concerns. And in discussing this with Mr. Ortlieb and Mr. Arthur, I have found that there could be some benefits to it also. The concern I have is from certainly a liability standpoint of what we should or shouldn't do. Our website isn't going to reach out to the people at hand, and like Darryl pointed out to me and Brandon, is if it's done with a Facebook page that they have, it is received by other officers. Again, that being the pro, I see cons to it, but I realize that we've done it as past practice. I don't think we've ever discussed it, and now that it's being brought up, I think that we need to discuss it, whether we want to continue with it, what kind of parameters we want to have on it. So I'm open for discussion from anybody here that wants to speak on it. Any thoughts? Do we want to allow?
These are just changing times, and they're continually changing, and it's,
I get that, yeah.
stuff, stuff goes on Facebook. It's a heck of a lot quicker than any other news media because it's.
I mean, the thing that was posted was very general, and basically just said that, the village is looking to hire some part-time police officers with a number on there.
And I think
I actually got a copy of my phone,
I don't know. I realize there's a budget and there's an amount there, but
Yeah.
You see it?
Yeah.
should we make sure that when these are advertised that we're going to be able to cover that? I realize we have the open positions, but we see from time to time, not that I ever want to see it happen, where we say, yeah, we've got 5 open positions, be it DPW, be it clerical, be it police department, where, wait a minute, we got to put a freeze on or something. Sometimes I don't think a few days is important, but if we want to allow them to advertise right off, be it Paul, be it the police department, be it the clerk's office, I think we determine that and we have parameters or maybe not parameters, but I think that we've got to, because it's been aware of it, or we're aware of it, that it has to be discussed.
I don't know the answer. I'm not on Facebook.
Well, there's a reason not to do it, huh?
Do we have a liability involved?
Well, so the village board has broad responsibilities with those matters. It starts with the board. You certainly have the authority to delegate that power out to the various departments if you wish. And if you do delegate that power to also advertise, to establish a policy, to establish guidelines with it, as long as it's fairly perfunctory and there's not going to be a defamation question like that. It's certainly, it's not an offer to employ somebody. So it's not like all of a sudden it's an offer and it's a breach of contract, something like that. But you have the power as a board to decide whether you wish to also advertise in that fashion. establish whether there be parameters on it. That's your prerogative.
There probably should be something with a policy of some kind, right?
I think it's fairly typical. I mean, certainly outreach like that's clever. It makes good sense to do it. But, you know, again, it starts with the village board if you want to extend in that direction too, at least to be aware of it and to promote it.
Why don't we think about this and develop some kind of a policy that we have moving forward so that it's clear? You know, we should probably have a policy for advertising. For certain things, we have to use our official newspaper, and Mr. Altmeyer from Lincoln Lewis, but
Our website.
our website, and yeah, I do agree, our website, I don't think our website's too bad, but I don't think a lot of people look at it. I mean, if you want to know what's going on in the village with music and that kind of stuff, we have it all up there in meetings, but I don't think people probably think to look at that for jobs. I'll be the first one to agree with that. So I would like to, I'll take some time in the next 30 days to look at something, and how about some input from any of you that have some, and we'll move forward there. So I think Brandon or any department head that's here, if we're going to do that in the interim, let's talk about it before we put it on Facebook. When we may allow it, but let's talk about it. Fair enough? Okay. I'm going to bring up something that I'm a little bothered by and concerned by that happened at the legislators meeting last week. We watched an outgoing speech by former county attorney, Miss Joan McNichol. And at that point in time, she decided to, in my mind, chastise the town a little. And she mentioned social media. Well, this is social media, and I don't think you should do that. We work very well with the town. I can tell you that I know for a fact Mr. Mullen was very upset by it, because he called me early that morning and asked me if I'd watched it, and I said no. When you're exiting out, isn't that a time to say, to rise above the occasion, and you can bring out the good, but leave it alone? She also insulted, without mentioning names, I think a lot of the legislative body, and you know, I'll leave that to the legislative body. But I would hope that that isn't a statement from the legislators. I know how I would have handled that if that happened. I'm going to say it, and I've said it. So that being said, we work very well with the town. We work very well with the county and the DPWs. We get along great. We work together. And just because somebody had to meet code and they didn't like it, we took the time to challenge them. We had an issue this week with e-bikes. We had an attorney get hit by an e-bike in front of Crazy Cats. We need to all remember that there's laws, and from what I understand, the attorney was very gracious and didn't want anything to happen to the subject at hand. But these e-bikes are dangerous, and they're fast. They can hurt people, even attorneys. So
Watch out.
I didn't even prepare.
Jim, you've ever been hit by one?
I almost
Not yet.
Also, in talking with Mr. Officer Sergeant Arthur and what have you, and discussing with Mr. Burrows, I have learned that we do have parking tickets that are being taken care of very, very nicely. I'm also learning that we have people that are habitual delinquents. And as you know, if you don't pay your taxes on time, your name can go in the paper. So my remark to Mr. Burrows today in a text was, can we do that with people that don't pay their tickets on time? And he said, absolutely. So I think we should start pursuing that. If you don't want to pay your ticket, then we're going to tell the public. Why should we have people that obey by it and people that decide they're going to ignore it, and really there's, I think, a lack of teeth in the law. So I'm suggesting that we start publishing names of people that don't pay their parking tickets on time. And I think that will help cure that issue.
Wouldn't we have to have something in our law?
Yeah, we already do state law. The public officers law addresses, you know, foilable things. And if you candidate a parking ticket is an official record. Some municipalities release them, some don't. But if a citizen wanted to get a copy of the parking tickets, he or she could. It's a public record. So since the public record, there's nothing protected in it. So if the village said, you know, we want to move forward with it, yeah, you could release that information.
Perfect example is Attorney Graham years ago. He had many delinquent parking tickets, and he ended up finding out in the newspaper. So pay your parking tickets. Better yet, park the way you're supposed to, and nothing will happen.
Is that something the court has to release to us? Because
It's a public record, though. I mean, so it can be obtained by a person if they request it. Now, if you don't have a copy of it, then you have nothing to release right now. But I'm just saying that information.
All we do is go get them. We can go get them. We can go get them from the court.
Yeah, it's not a protected document.
we would have to foil it from the court
You're the records access officer, so
with court stuff?
you're the records access officer for official
Well,
public.
you got a new
records.
job, wouldn't you?
So there's a practical matter. You can get information. Not all of the files they have, but if you want it.
Okay. Yeah.
See, don't ask a question
Where
if
would you
you,
like to publish it? If this is a
we'll
setback.
talk about that.
Okay.
Okay. I think I might be done. I am. The treasurer.
Reports in your packet.
We don't have to.
Oh, on your tablet. Good job. On your tablet.
We've got Brandon's report. Anything else, Brandon?
No.
Okay.
We're just getting ready for the fair and that's
The
about
new
it.
car's not here.
No, so the new car has been built. It just hasn't been shipped yet. So. And then,
I'll tell you, you'll find out that they get built, and 10 weeks later, they still aren't shipped. You never can figure that out. Anybody I talk to, that happens.
And then the only other update is our current employee Marcus that's in the academy. He's got basically 1 month left, and then he'll be starting the FTO process next month.
Okay.
I believe their last day is the 19th of August, and then should be ready to go.
Let's do the NAS. Don't forget we want to talk about the leaves.
About what?
The leaves. We'll bring that up in a minute. Go
Okay,
ahead.
just a couple updates on projects. Matt's on vacation this week from Gymo. Claude Cormier from HydroSource has done all his paperwork for the well and has sent it off to Department of Health for recommendations, mandates, blah, 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 so that's ongoing. As the residents noticed, we've done some paving. We haven't completed all. We did the realignment at East State Street in Bostwick. I think it turned out well. We will be hydro seeding the sod down there this week. So hopefully we can get some grass to grow there. Thanks to New York State DOT, they came down and did, painted the center line for us, so it actually looks professional. We did do some paving at, where did we pave? We paved Rural Ave, paved Waters Terrace, Milden paved them. We have not completed Sunset and Hillcrest yet, or Crestview. We had a little water problem up there, so that kind of delayed the paving up there. In the way it looks right now, possibly I'll be able to pave a couple more streets. I'm not going to name them yet. We did do the fire hall parking lot out front of the fire hall, which PaveRite did an excellent job. If you've noticed going up the back way to the hospital, we have done some work on the sidewalk and a retaining wall on West State Street. Paulus has been up there. We poured sidewalk today. We will be putting rail in once the sidewalk is cured. That was an issue with erosion due to the flooding and some other things. What else I have? Just to let the residents know, there will be new trees being planted downtown. They probably won't be planted till early fall. They will be kind of like a dwarf red crabapple tree, which the reason I took the other ones out were they were overgrown. The root system was going underneath the sidewalk, lifting the sidewalk and their sewer laterals that it was getting into. This tree will not have a huge root system, won't get huge, so it should look nice. It was going to go with green or red, and myself in all seasons we thought red would be the color to go with. Other than that, that's it. What do you want me to mention?
So, we need the public's help. We understand that people like to take care of their yards and we do a nice job. But the problem we have is we go out and we pick stuff up. The next day there's more stuff out. And I've asked Paul and Sam to develop a policy that we're going to have that will be specific and precise. And when people call and complain, we're going to refer them to that policy that will be on our website and what have you. Because we have 22 miles of street, and you got two sides to the street, so that's 44 linear miles. So that's a lot. And when people put stuff out and expect it picked up every day, it just can't happen. We have water leaks, we have 8 men, we have other things going on. We also have a site down on East State Street. It's open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It's readily available. If you can help us, please consider doing that. Remember John Kennedy, ask what you can do for your village, not what your village can do for you.
And with the site down there, that is for village residents only.
That's correct.
Sergeant Arthur actually was checking things out, and somebody that lived in the village but was working outside the village brought some stuff in. And he let me know, and he took his brush somewhere else, correct?
So Brandon and Mike, you don't live in the village.
Thanks again to the police department for keeping an eye on it. We do have cameras down
Food
there.
pantry, that's all I'm gonna tell you.
Oh, okay, it's always coming from the food pantry. Well, Barry did own a house. Well, he's gonna own he's now a resident, I guess. Okay.
Not a resident.
Well, he has a business. Yeah. Landowner. That's it? Paul?
That's it.
Okay, thank you. I'm going to skip capital increase planning. Personnel, anything?
Just the ongoing contract.
Which we will discuss in the executive session. Finance, anybody have anything there? Anything want to bring up? We'll move to liaisons. Mr. Austin is patiently waiting. Do you have anything? Mr. Adson?
Nope.
Okay. Police department, anything anybody want to bring up there? We had Chief earlier, or Sergeant Arthur. I guess nothing there. Planning board and CBA.
Still struggling with the idea of the SHPO's historical district, but apparently there's nothing we can do about it.
No,
So,
scary stuff. Municipal board.
We had a meeting last night,
Okay.
half an hour, pretty good.
Just talked about the well sites.
Say what again? I'm sorry.
We just talked about the well sites.
Town meets tomorrow morning. County?
Nothing to report.
I don't know if we have anything on recreation. From what I understand, the summer rec program is going very, very well. That's great. That's absolutely great. They've got somebody overseeing it that I'm getting very good compliments about, Ms. Reynolds. Raycog is done. Let's go back to the public hearing. anybody have anything they want to say about Foster Street? If not, I'll take a motion to close the public hearing.
So move.
Mr. True?
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion is carried. Motion to submit this to the state as a local law.
I'll make that motion.
Mr. Adson.
I'll second.
Mr. True, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion is carried.
Roll call.
It's gonna be roll call.
Oh, excuse me, myself, yes, Mr. True.
Yes.
Mr. Woodrick.
Yes.
Mr. Adson.
Yes.
Ms. Taylor.
Yes.
Motion carries unanimously, or with the roll call vote. Does anybody have anything that they wish to present to the board, one last chance? Okay, with that in mind, I'm going to accept the motion to go out.
I'll
and
make a
go-
motion, we go into executive session.
Okay, motion to adjourn into executive session. Second, Mr. Woodrick. This will be to discuss contracts for all employees.
Thanks for coming.
Okay, you can call.
Go?
Yep.
Ready to go.
Okay, so let's do the administrative increases first. So the administrative increases for Darrell Ortlib, $55.60, Mr. Dinesh, $40,000, Ms. Snowden, $5,000, Adriana Oliver, $1 an hour, and Pamela Rose, 75 cents an hour. Motion to accept those.
I'll make a motion, we accept those.
Second.
I'll second.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion's carried. DPW. We've got some language questions that we got to work on and a few other things. So at this point, we are going back to the union in the next week or two. So we really have nothing to report there. Police department. We have some language issues that we're going to clear up, but in the meantime, other than the language issues that, first I'll take a motion that the language issues will be reviewed by the personnel committee, and if acceptable, they will be
Added to the contract.
added to the contract. Motion for that? Chuck, second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. And we have the
It's gonna be pretty hard to read all that out.
we have a chart that will provide you, Nick, of the raises as they will go into effect for the police department based on steps. And you can obtain that in the morning from Wendy, but I'll take a motion to accept that chart that is in place. Ms. Taylor.
I'll second it.
Mr. Adson, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Is there anything else that this board needs to do?
Yes. Disposal of the firearms.
Oh, yes. Declaring the 4 rifles as surplus for Brandon to dispose of. Motion?
I'll make that motion.
Second?
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
A motion to allow the police department to buy those because they're the only ones that can, because they're police issued type
Police
rifles.
officers, not the department. The department's not buying them, the officers are.
The officers are at $200 a piece because nobody else can buy them other than police officers, and
With the
they're-
proper paperwork.
with the proper paperwork in there, it's more than the retail value. Motion,
I'll make that motion as well.
Mr. Adson. I'll second it. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion's carried. Anything else this board needs to bring? I'll take a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Mr. Witter? Ms. Taylor? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.